Tanny Cooks here, and today I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy meal of stir-fried squash, onions, and tomatoes with some yummy turkey sausage. It's so quick and easy, delicious, and low carb. Look at the vibrant colors. So let's get to cooking. We're going to start off with several packages of turkey kielbasa. It has about the same nutritional content as turkey smoked sausage. You'll notice that it's 7 servings per package, 500 milligrams of sodium per serving, as well as 3 carbs. So it is a low carb meat. To season it, we're going to use garlic powder, no salt Tony seasoning, squeezed ginger, liquid smoke, some yellow onions, as well as green onions and fresh parsley. And I'm going to add some olive oil, and we have these beautiful grape tomatoes for a delicious flavor and pop of color. And of course, we can't leave out our zucchini squash. Now, on the side, I have coconut aminos and complete seasonings that could be delicious in this dish, but I don't know if the person I'm cooking for is allergic to coconut. And this complete seasoning contains MSG and a bit of sodium, so I'm not going to use these 2 items, but you could use these or Worcestershire sauce or soy sauce in your stir fry if you like. Now it's time for me to slice up my sausages. You can cut them on the diagonal, but I'm just going to cut them into simple, round, circle disc pieces. You just want to make sure that you cut your sausages kind of evenly so that they cook evenly. So you want to cut them in even sizes so that they cook in an even amount of time, is what I meant to say. You could absolutely make this dish without sausage and make it vegetarian. You could add some Parmesan cheese at the end, or you could add in yellow squash to go with the zucchini and tomatoes. If you don't like turkey sausage or you can't find it, you absolutely could use beef or pork sausage. It really is up to your imagination of how you want to make this simple stir-fry dish. But either way you make it, I'm sure it will be delicious. So here I am just giving my turkey sausages a nice slice up. I have half of my sausage in my pan already. I'm using a heavy bottom pan, a dark pan to help it get a nice sear. You could use a cast iron skillet for this. I'm adding olive oil to the pan to help it to cook through and not scorch. And this oil we want to use to render the fat out of the sausage, as well as to be in the pan when we cook our vegetables later, so that it gets all of this delicious turkey sausage flavor. So just give your sausages a stir. You want to be sure that you don't overcrowd your pan, but I had just enough space to add all of my sausages in at one go. So now I'm going to add some water to the pan, just a few ounces in my mason jar. The water will steam up and help the sausages to cook through before they completely sear and burn on the outside. So you want this on medium heat, and we do want to get a sear on it, but not too quickly. You want the inside to be sure to be cooked. So I added water in the pan, and now I'm going to add a lid. Now these pans are awesome. You can find a link to it in the description box below. These heavy bottom pans are a great option when you don't want to use your cast iron skillet. So after several minutes, I take the top off, and you can see how the sausages have changed. They've shrunken a little bit as they have cooked, and we're starting to see color on the bottom of it. So I'm just giving it a nice toss to help the meat to cook evenly on all sides. And look at that. You can see how the meat in the pan reduces down as it cooks. I am scraping a little bit of the char off the bottom to help release that from the bottom of the pan and not burn. And this is exactly how I want to see my sausages. So now I'm scooping them out of the pan. All of them don't have color, but we're taking them out of the pan now because we're going to come back and cook them a little further later on in the recipe. So now that all of my sausage is out of the pan, I added a little bit more olive oil because I need to cook all of my veggies that I've chopped up. So now I'm adding my yellow onions, and I cut these into medium-sized pieces. I wanted all of my vegetables to be about the same size. So I'm adding my yellow onion first, and now I'm adding my green zucchini. You could also add yellow squash if you like. Bell peppers would be nice in this dish. If you have a jar of roasted red peppers, you can add them towards the end if you didn't have fresh bell peppers. So I'm giving my vegetables a stir. Now you'll notice I didn't add my tomatoes yet because I want to cook down my onions and my squash just a bit so that the onions become translucent and my squash is cooked just a little bit through. I don't want to cook my squash too long. I'm not looking for a hard sear. As a Southern cook, we are known to cook our vegetables to death, and I just want a light saute here. So with a light saute, I'm adding my seasonings, including garlic powder. If you have onion powder, you can add that. I happen to be out at the moment. I'm adding Tony's no salt seasoning. This is a great flavor, but be sure to use the no salt variety, because if you remember, our sausages already have 500 milligrams of sodium per serving, so you don't want this dish to be too salty, which is something that is really easy with sausages. And you can see the ingredients of this Tony seasoning on the screen. So it adds a nice Creole flavor without adding more sodium. I'm also using ginger in the squeeze bottle. If you have fresh ginger, then you can certainly grate that up and add it. If you don't like ginger, you can leave it out, but it adds a nice flavor profile to me. So now that my vegetables are cooked to the point I want them to be cooked, I'm adding my tomatoes. You definitely want to add your half grape tomatoes at the end because they won't take that long to cook through. I like liquid smoke, so I'm adding a little bit of that here. If you don't like it, you don't have to use it. You could use some low sodium soy sauce or Worcestershire sauce if you use those products. Whatever dark seasoning you like to use for your stir fry would be fine. Now I'm adding some black pepper. Look at how beautiful and festive this looks. I love the red and green colors. So let it cook down. These vegetables do have water content in them, so as they cook down, they will release that water and the vegetables will shrink down a bit. So you just want them to cook down to let that moisture evaporate out of the pan. And now it's time to add our sausages back to the pan. So using a wooden spoon or spatula, just give it a nice toss to make sure that the meat gets warmed back up if you happen to have let your meat sit in the refrigerator while you were doing other things. And look at that, y'all. We have an absolutely delicious one-pot meal with meat, vegetables. This is a low-carb dish. If you wanted to make it vegetarian, like I mentioned before, you could leave out the meat altogether, add more vegetables. Parmesan cheese would be delicious on top of this. I added parsley because I had it on hand. Adding herbs is a great way to add flavor to your dish without adding more sodium. So you could add your favorite fresh herbs or even dried herbs. Dried thyme or oregano would be delicious in this. So just give it a light toss to make sure everything is cooked to your liking. And there you have it, a quick and simple stir fry for any night of the week. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel.